about Philippine-China economic cooperation. Then we'll talk different panelists.
Thanks very much.
Yes. Would you be comfortable there, or would you like to be?
I think I'm okay. So, yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Mr.
Thanks very much, Mr. Flores. Good morning, everybody. My name is Patrick Yip. I work for China ASEAN Investment Cooperation Fund, and our fund was set up in 2010 at the back of the China's government's announcement to the ASEAN leaders. My CEO previously, Dr. Li, also gave a speech already on the introduction of the fund, so I'm not going to spend that much time on this. But I'm here is because as an investment professional, I've been very excited about the recent development, in particular in the relationship between Philippines and China. Because in the past, I have been coming to this country since 2010, and I've been seeing a lot of economic growth, economic development, but for whatever that is, I continue to see a lot of investment gaps in here, i.e. industry or segments that require capital, that promote the growth, that play a part in the allocation of resources, and so on and so forth. And I think let me give you some statistics, that I sort of prepared before I came on the stage. Now, in relation to the trading volume, or I call it current account, between China and Philippines, China in 2015 only stands as the second largest trading partner with the Philippines. The first one being Japan, the third one being US. Now, with about 11 billion import from China and around 6 billion export to China, obviously you could see that from the exporting business in terms of agriculture, in terms of other services, you could see that Philippines has a lot to grow from exporting to China. Now, then in relation to the foreign investment from China, our China outbound investment in 2014-15, only 10% of the outbound investments are allocated to ASEAN. Now, what about Philippines? Philippines only accounts for like about 2% of the total investment that China put into ASEAN. Now, this is a very small number. According to my understanding of my statistics, in 2014, for instance, China only invested in total of $44 million in the Philippines, a net investment, 44 million. But then Vietnam received around $18 billion in the same year. So you could see that the FDI into the Philippines from China has a lot of room to grow. And so as an investment professional, I'm very, very excited to see that. Now, last but not least is that, traditionally speaking, Philippines, as a FDI into the country, traditional Philippines only has around 2% of the FDI of the total GDP. Compared with, say, the likes of Singapore, 25%, compared with Malaysia, 15%. So we can see that there is ample opportunities here in the Philippines, even from the pure statistical perspective. Now, I've been to this country for many years now. To be honest, I don't have a script in front of me, so I'm just going to say what's come to my head here. I could see that in this country, as a matter of fact, I came here in 1995. That was 20 odd years ago when I first started to work in the Philippines. Now, from my observation is that this country, has a very young, dynamic, educated population. Average age of like 23, almost one of the youngest in ASEAN. Now you could see that those young folks, very entrepreneurial, very dynamic, have very low saving rate. You could see, they are the backbone of the growth in the Philippines. Now, to a lot of businesses, the human capital is very critical. So from my perspective, I see that there's so much, improvement in productivity, so much in overall growth in GDP coming out of this young population. Now, Going back to the GDP dynamics here, 65% to 70% is consumption-led. So I'm very excited about some of those sectors in this country. For instance, the consumption sector, the logistics sector, the banking sector, and last but not least is the agricultural sector. This sector currently is only accounts for 13% of the GDP. That's low compared with Vietnam, 18%, compared with other traditional agricultural country, 20-something%. So you could see, you could see the growth in agriculture industry, can be enormous. Now, I think I'm going to stop here now because I'm going to pass the floor back to our the very distinguished speakers here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ip.